Hello, so I'm going to do a wee test reading, a guinea pig for my Ask the Universe reading. So I offer this out as 6 cards. It's basically a mini Celtic cross, okay? And I don't chat to you about what kind of issue you want to focus on. We're just asking the universe or what you need to know. Generally, the cards, yes, they will pick up on what you need to know, but you need to pay attention to. Sometimes it can be stuff that, yes, you are aware of, that you know is going on, that maybe you are kind of trying to deal with, or it can be something else that maybe you've not thought about because you're your eyes off the ball or something like that. So the cards will tell you just really what's the burning issue for you, kind of thing. And, we'll get a whole kind of insight into that and the outcome card as well. Is it going to get resolved? So yeah, it's really, really good just for that, a situational reading. And when I'm kind of doing these kind of readings, to kind of demonstrate them, I'll either use them myself or I'll use someone famous, someone who's in the public eye, someone who's maybe got stuff going on. So, I mean, right now, the kind of time I'm doing this video, Victoria Beckham, the Beckhams, Posh and Becks, the kind of family fallout with Brooklyn, allegedly. I mean, obviously, I'm taking this from mainstream media, so there's a caveat, we don't know what's going on. So yeah, I'm going to do this reading for Victoria. I'm going to pretend Victoria Beckham sitting opposite me, and I'm going to do this reading for her. And obviously I'm going to say, right, anything that follows, anything that comes out of my mouth, is my personal opinion. Yes, it comes with the cards, but it's my opinion, right? It's my interpretation of my cards. Okay, so no risky libel or any of that pish. It's my opinion, okay? So right, cool, let's go and go on with it. So Victoria Beckham, I'm not going to focus specifically on the family situation. I'm not going to ask the cards that. We're just going to say, what does she need to know? And we'll see what the cards throw up. So Victoria Beckham, in fact, we'll do my 3 breaths just to connect with her. There's always a thing, consent is always key. So, I never do a reading for people without their consent. If I'm going to pull them a card, I would always ask. But with someone that's in the public eye, especially, their life is out there, and especially if they themselves put themselves out there in the public eye, they use the media, I kind of think they're fair game. And, you guys know me, I'll always kind of approach it with love in my heart. I'm not going to be a pure cunt, basically. So, right, let's go and get Victoria some advice then. So, the way I do my readings, I kind of shuffle my cards quite a bit, and the cards will be face down, okay? So, I don't know what I've drawn, and I turn them over one at a time. So, Victoria Beckham, what does the universe want her to know right now? What's the burning issue for her? Right, what's blocking her then? Got to clear these obstacles. Okay, foundations, where this all stems from. This can also be subconscious. So maybe Victoria's not even aware of this kind of thing. Who knows, maybe she'll get to see the video and but yeah, it can be that kind of subconscious that you're not aware of it. I might give you the message and then you'll be like, oh, that makes sense. Or something, yes, you will need to go away and think about it, and it'll be a belated realisation. The 4th card in my readings for the Celtic Cross as well as the Crown card, okay? In my readings, this is a message from your higher self. So Victoria's higher self, what she wanting Victoria to know about the situation. I'll explain a bit more about higher self before I turn that, right? So we've got 6 cards here, so that's 4 out. So the 5th card is the past. And I like to set a time frame, okay? And I'm always kind of guided. If we go by the Celtic Cross, we have 2 future cards on the Celtic Cross, right? So we'll have your very future probable outcome, but we have another wee sneak peek into the future, right? So I like setting time frames, and I always go by that time frame to the last, and then I work out this. But let's just say 3 months, right? And I always say 3 months for this card. I don't go any more into the future, because it's just a wee reading kind of thing, and that's why the Celtic Cross, I would say, go a year into the future. If you want to go any more into the future, I'd maybe recommend the fan reading, or just we just pull cards purely for your future, okay? So we'll just know that this is the past 3 months, energies, events, influences, and maybe a wee undertone for Victoria. She can just get it to fuck, pop it out. She doesn't need to take it forward anymore. And then we'll have the 6th card. So this is the future probable outcome for the situation kind of thing. And yes, within 3 months for Victoria. Right, okay. So in the Celtic Cross, that would be your sneak peek into the future, which would be the same time period as the past. And then the Celtic Cross then goes on, we've got 3 kind of general cards, and then we've got your future probable outcome. But as I say, this is a wee kind of mini, just purely on the situation. Okay, heart of the matter for Victoria Beckham, the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen's her mother's, so we're right off the bat there. Pentacles, yep, and my readings Pentacles is the human experience, the human values. So, yep, really, Queens are sages, they're wise women. So Victoria really kind of, yep, questioning, examining, and that knowledge or lived experience of her values, what she believes, and especially relating to family. Yes. Now, the human experience, the essentials that we need as humans, as shelter, safety, warmth, love, and hope. And this Queen of Pentacles is really just doing that knowledge, you know, she's sitting in that position, kind of lived experience with what all these things mean. And yes, the questioning kind of thing, because you know, to have knowledge, you need to constantly examine it and question it, and things will change, and your beliefs and your values will change, your priorities will change. So it's doing the investigating about that. So Pentacles is Earth as well, so maybe that kind of sense of, yeah, the kind of stable foundations that she thought she knew have all been kind of shook with, you know, what's going on. But I'm kind of just really kind of feeling it's a shelter and safety, really. Now obviously I don't know the situation, you know, what's reported in the press, you know, with Brooklyn, and maybe the falling out and the reasons maybe why it's happened and stuff like that. And like, families are messy, and that's the thing, essentially. The Beckhams, they're a family like anyone else, kind of thing. They've got the same shit that we all deal with, just, you know, maybe on a different level or in different ways, kind of thing. So there's maybe a sense that maybe she's worrying about Beckham, Brooklyn, about his safety and his shelter and his security as well. So yeah, right, cool. Well, I think that seems quite spot on. So it's now blocking her. Yeah, this kind of makes sense. It's the Ten of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles, it's really like, it's the legacy kind of thing. So I mean, it really is like, here it's the 10, it's the pinnacle. We've travelled for the ace, we've got to the 10 of Pentacles, or the earth, the stability, the safety, the security, the values, the, you know, the human experience, the essentials that we need. This is the pinnacle of them all. This is, you've worked your ass off to get to this, to build this, and you've built this, you've created this, you're maintaining this for you, Pentacles, your family, Pentacles, your community as well. So yeah, it really is kind of that this is what's blocking. I think she's finding it really, really hard to kind of move on. Like this, everything that she's built up, and especially the family, and is the family kind of unit going to look different? The safety, the shelter, you know, that's all kind of, you know, looking different now. And yeah, like very much kind of Ten of Pentacles, very, as well as, you know, what you've got in the here and now, what you've built, and what you're living in the here and now, that, you know, your hard work and your work ethic and your grafting has built. But it's also like you've built that to pass it down. And obviously she's got kids. So that legacy, that generational legacy, generational wealth as well. So kind of what's getting passed down, maybe it kind of could be, yes, that generational wealth legacy. If, you know, the values, maybe if values aren't aligning anymore, maybe Brooklyn's going on his own way and his values aren't aligning with Victoria's values, and she's maybe thinking, oh fuck, well, when I die and he gets all my money, do you know what I mean? So it could be that I'm kind of feeling as if, as everything that's kind of been built, you know, and it was, and it ties in with that Queen, that it was stable, it was solid, it was secure, but it's fractured, cracked. Right, foundations. Fucking hell, I'm at 8 minutes already here. Foundations, where this stems from, but also maybe subconscious for Victoria. The Knight of Swords, it's ambition, pure. I feel as if it's Brooklyn's ambition, actually. I mean, Knights, kind of very traditionally teenagers to early 20s, and that would fucking fit in with his age, wouldn't it? I think. So and like the Knight of Swords, they just go for what they want, their ambition, they follow their ambition, they are laser-sighted focus, and like nothing's going to get in their way. They're warriors, they will charge into action. So I kind of feel as if that relates to Brooklyn, just because of the Knight, and I think that kind of age as well. Right, I'm going to kind of try and be a little bit more brief because I'm wondering want a wee bit. Right, the Crown card, Victoria's higher self. So your higher self, I believe it's your intuition. It's your spiritual spark that came through. Whatever you believe in up there, that you're in the pentacle, you're in the meat sack, having the human experience, but you're the spiritual being as well. This is a message for her. It's a pure message. It's related to the central situation. Victoria's higher self knows her destiny. Oh, it's the sun. It's healing. It's healing. Absolute healing, healing for herself, maybe acceptance, especially if this Negasaurus is referring to Brooklyn. He's got to follow his own path. And it's the idea that let them, just let them. And you can't control other people's lives and other people's destinies. The only things you can control is you, and if it's within your fucking remit kind of thing. So yeah, the kind of acceptance, the healing that's going to come for that. And yeah, like it's I kind of feel it's maybe we should have the faith as well that maybe things will get sorted out and there will be healing, and hopefully yeah, it would be the healing to bring them together. But sometimes you don't want to be connected to your family. You need to cut the cords, and that Negasaurus cutting the cords, fucking sailing away. So it could be healing for that as well. And I was kind of say, like with this, I'm using my fifth spirit deck. It's my queer non-binary deck. So it's always that, things don't need to be what's expected or what's traditional kind of thing. And yeah, we've kind of got the couple imagery here, but they're quite kind of non-binary. The dog, it's the family unit. Again, it's a wee bit of the Ten of Cups, my interpretation. It just looks different. Your family unit kind of thing. With different society traditions or what you expected or what you hoped it would look like. So yeah, I think that's a beautiful message for our higher self. And I mean, we've got the Pentacles being the Earth as well, and the Sun, like this, this couple that are out and about in nature. I kind of feel strong messages for it. Maybe I get in about nature, get ourselves grounded, and normally I would say maybe too much grounding, but I think this is kind of maybe what she's needing actually. And the Pentacles being the body as well, and the self-care, like pouring a wee bit of care into yourself. Right, past 3 months for Victoria Beckham, how's that been? The Magician. Manipulation, definitely. So, I mean, that could well be manipulation by the press. And that's the thing, like, yes, I consume mainstream media, but I do consume it, I'm sounding like a wanker here, but I do consume it with a critical eye. I read between the lines, I scroll at the fucking end of the articles, because that's the thing, and especially when things like the Sun and all that, you'll find the fucking crucial, actually clarifying thing that actually, makes the whole article make sense, or like actually gets the real meaning out. It'll be buried at the end of the article, and there'll be a wee sentence or something. Well, all right, okay then. So it very well could be that manipulation by the media, okay? Because the Magician is manipulation, either a person or a situation that is manipulating you, or you're manipulating it. So maybe there's a sense to her. She's manipulating the media. We know she's a fucking media guru. She's so savvy. Victoria Beckham, all the Beckhams kind of thing. So yeah, that could very well go both ways, possibly. And that's the thing as well, sometimes with the Magician, once you know what the Magician's doing, once you know what that secret hand is doing, because they get you to look at one hand, another hand's reading all the fucking secret stuff, it's the misdirection, the sleight hand, but once you know to look at that other hand. So yeah, maybe a sense to try to use the manipulation, play the press off, but it's maybe actually backfiring a little bit. And maybe people kind of know what they're looking at, and that's the thing. For what I've kind of read from mainstream media, that does maybe seem a wee bit kind of, they're trying to kind of carry on everything's, as normal, and, he's been included in posts and things like that. Unlike his posts, Brooklyn's not referring to his family at all, and so Dave turned 50 and all that, and no public contact. So, it could be a wee bit of that, yeah, kind of trying to manipulate, but losing the control, and we know kind of thing. And that's the thing, social media, like, what are more savvy these days? That what you see isn't what you get, and that's why authenticity and like being fucking truthful at me, like I'm putting filters around like that on my videos, because I just think it's fucking, like I'm not saying I love a wee fanny around with them, but it's not anything that I would want to rely on, and I actually feel quite strongly about them. So yeah, it can backfire. So I'm maybe feeling that's maybe a wee sense of it. I'm not getting anything for the Magician other than manipulation. So I'm going to move on. Right, future probable outcome for Victoria Beckham in 3 months. 3 Wands. I think this is Brooklyn going his own way. And I think this is her letting him go. I mean, the 3 Wands is ascension. The 3 Wands is expanding your boundaries. The 3 Wands is exploration. 3 numerology is expansion, amplification. Wands is your fire, it's your destiny, it's your soul's path. It is your passions. So it's that kind of freedom, that ascension. So yes, I kind of think maybe, and again, just for that Knight of Swords with that sword and these balloons, they're, you know what I mean? The ropes have been cut, they're ascending, been severed. So I'm maybe feeling a wee sense of that maybe just letting him go to be his Brooklyn's Knight of Swords self, and yep, the healing it's going to be healing. I can speak for myself. Cutting cords and letting people go in that, yeah, hurts, but the healing is done. So, yeah. And I think for her as well, like, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. If you come to me for a reading, like, I don't like focusing on kind of other people quite so much. So, yeah, I mean, I'm taking that for Brooklyn, but I think it's going to have that same impact for Victoria as well. So, I think in the next 3 months, yeah, shit's going to expand for her. And the one's is creativity as well. And obviously, shit is so creative where her fashion and all that. So, I do think things will be moving again for her as regards her destiny, her passions, and her creativity as well. We might see the next 3 months. Maybe she's maybe going to come out with like a really new collection that maybe gets everyone talking, or there's some new kind of creative project or something like that. Or as I say, something she's going to do something in the next 3 months. It's really going to be something that she's destined to do, or maybe she's wanted to do for quite a while. It's maybe she's felt as part of her destiny, but yeah, now's the time to do it. And yeah, it's kind of I feel it's linked to the kind of Brooklyn situation, and then maybe if the Brooklyn situation hadn't happened, she wouldn't be able to follow, in a second in this 3 ones. So cool. How was that? Right, if anyone wants that, ask the universe for yourself. You know what today? Like links and such like. So cool, amazing. Thank you so much. Love yous all.